everyone has a guardian angel and it loves you unconditionally and it does guide you in your life. Like, I always say, even if you're having an issue,
Hmm.
guardian angel will call in other angels to help you as well. And I always say to people, just say you were sitting at your table there or your desk, and for me, there's a glass of water here. Now, my guardian angel hasn't said to me, pick up the glass of water. But if my guardian angel did, I would pick it up. Even if I wasn't thirsty, I would
Hmm.
just pick it up. This is my glass of water. I would just pick it up because your guardian angel is teaching you to respond to that intuition, that feeling you get, or that voice you hear to help to give you guidance.
Peace and riches blessings. I am Michael B. Beckwith, the host of Take Back Your Mind. Peace and blessings, everyone, and welcome back to Take Back Your Mind podcast with me, Michael B. Beckwith, as your host. And every week, we have someone that I get to have a conversation with that is on their own spiritual journey of unfoldment and has gifts and wonderful insights to share based on their own journey. And today, I have with me Lorna Byrne. Lorna, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here chatting with you. You're in America somewhere, and I'm here in Ireland.
Right. If you don't know who Lorna Byrne is, let me just give you a little update. She's a renowned spiritual leader and #1 international book-selling author of 8 books. Her first book, Angels in My Hair, sold over 1 million copies worldwide. Some of you may have that book. Since childhood, Lorna has been able to see and speak to angels. And through her books, she shares a special message with the world. You are not just a human being. You are a spiritual being with a soul. And you have a guardian angel that never leaves you, not even for one moment. She was voted top 100 spiritual leader of our time and has been featured in the New York Times, on the Today Show, CNN, BBC, Irish Times, and Fox News. Who knew? Her spiritual retreat center is in Ireland, Sanctuary. It's called Sanctuary. It welcomes thousands of people from around the world to grow spiritually and to learn about God and their angels. Now, here's some statistics before I get into this conversation with her. According to the 2023 poll by Associated Press, Newark Center for Public Affairs Research, about 7 in 10 U.S. adults say they believe in angels. The Angelic Encounters Survey, a global study of 800 participants from countries such as the U.S., the U.K., South Africa, and India, found that 75% of its respondents reported a belief in angels. In addition, research showed that 36% of those who believe in angels also claim to have had experiences with these celestial beings. So that's a great context for to get into this conversation. Now, Lorna, your best-selling book, Angels in Your Hair, you described that from a child you saw communicating with angels. Give us a little insight into that. What did that feel like? How old were you? What unfolded from that?
How would I say it? It's like, I can never remember not seeing angels, even
Uh,
at the very beginning. I didn't know they were angels, you know. Just, I always remember my mom lying over the cot, doing something with me, and I reaching out, trying to touch them, trying to do
Mm.
jobs because they were playing with me, keeping me occupied in that way. But as I grew older, you know, say, let's say when I was starting to walk and everything like that, they would say to me, I had to keep it a secret. And I was a slow talker, so I didn't start to talk till I think I was maybe 2 or maybe a little more. I don't,
Mhm.
I don't know. Um, and I was considered retarded
Mm.
as a child as well because I'm severely dyslexic. So even today, no point handing me a book to read. I can't do it for you. It's impossible. Um, and I suppose maybe just to say, the time when I was quite young, maybe I always kind of get mixed up. What age would I have been? Maybe 3, maybe a little younger, maybe I was a little older in that way. And I was playing with my brother in front of the fire. We were building blocks. And I never noticed anything different about him because he gave such a human appearance. It was only when his hand touched mine, or it was like our hands went into each other and it all sparkled. And it was at that time that the angels told me that he was a soul.
Mm.
And that was beautiful. I just remember laughing and feeling just so wonderful when the angel said that. And even to today, I would often see my brother, but he doesn't appear anymore as a child. And
Mhm.
he,
Your brother, you're saying your brother passed over?
yeah, he did.
Okay.
I only found out my mom when Angels in My Hair came out, and my mom had said to me, how did you know? And I said, well, I remember something I didn't put into the book, my granda telling me that I had a little brother, but I was about 14 or 15. And the angels just confirmed yes. And that's why I call my eldest son Christopher. I call him after my baby brother, even though he was older than me. He died at 10 weeks.
Mm.
And yet he could talk with me and play with me at that time and put one brick on top of another with me as such.
Wow.
I'd have to say, for me, it's natural. I see
Yeah.
Angel physically as I would see you if you were in this room. Now I
Mhm.
can see your guardian angel on the screen.
You can or you cannot?
You're not.
Uh-huh.
I wish I could. That happens only on rare occasions.
Mhm. We'd have to be in person.
We'd have to be in person, and I'm afraid.
Well, since you brought up guardian angel, tell us about them. Everyone has them, but tell us about the guardian angels, and are they assigned to us, or how does that happen?
How does that happen? I love the way,
And what they do, and what do they do for us?
oh, they do loads for us. Your guardian angel, you would have met your guardian angel before you were even conceived. It,
Mhm.
as a soul, I call it the sea of souls. You would have met your guardian angel. And how would I say? I was shown at one time a guardian angel walking through like as if it was walking through the sea of souls.
Mhm.
Was no knowing where it was going to a particular soul and just seeing, that soul, say it was your soul, embracing this guardian angel. And then I was shown where the soul and the guardian angel then stand in front of God. And your guardian angel is the gatekeeper of your soul. It can never, never leave you, not even for 1 second. And
Mhm.
even when the time comes and your human body dies,
Mhm.
your guardian angel takes you home. And we call that place heaven, no matter what religion you are.
Mhm.
And that's one thing I love about everyone's guardian angel. It doesn't matter what religion you are. And it doesn't matter whether you believe in God or not. I've never seen any human being, and I've traveled the world now, without a guardian angel. And to me, that's incredible. Just think about that. I know we fight over different things, but everyone has a guardian angel, and it loves you unconditionally, and it does guide you in your life. Like, I always say, you're even if you're having an issue,
Mhm,
guardian angel will call in other angels to help you as well. And I always say to people, just say you were sitting at your table there or your desk, and for me, there's a glass of water here. Now, my guardian angel hasn't said to me, pick up the glass of water. But if my guardian angel did, I would pick it up, even if I wasn't thirsty. I would
mhm,
just pick it up. This is my glass of water. I would just pick it up because your guardian angel is teaching you to respond to that intuition, that feeling you get, or that voice you hear to help to give you guidance. And I'm still learning.
mhm, mhm.
You know,
When you see the guardian angels, what do they look like to you?
every angel is beautiful. Never mind even the guardian angels. But the guardian angels, how would I say, they have a brighter light. That's
Mhm,
the only way I can describe it. And they're neither male nor female.
mhm,
Just saying you feel all the time your guardian angel is male or it's female, it will give you that feeling all of the time in that way. And they're very, very beautiful. And one thing I do love about them is they're way bigger than us. I mean, way, way bigger. But I do love the way they can bring themselves into, what would you call it, proportion.
mhm.
That may be a bit taller than you
Right.
that way. And I love that. And I love the way they change their clothing. Angels are light. They're light, and it's like within that light. It's like, how would I say? Can you imagine a beam of light, and suddenly within that beam of light, you seeing something you recognize, another human being in that sense. It gives it that appearance so we wouldn't be afraid.
Right.
And it's always such a friendly appearance. And how would I say, sometimes with guardian angels, but it's rare, okay, they would show wings, but not all the time. And
Mm,
that goes for all angels as well. I would say to you, they seldom show, but yes, people would tell me when they were feeling lonely or sad or, were in difficulty, they would ask the guardian angel to wrap their wings around them. And
mhm.
they told me they could feel that,
Right.
and that's beautiful. Angels are there to help us all the time in everything.
A number of years ago, I was working at a senior citizen center that we had developed, and there was a young man that wanted to work on my car. And as I was speaking to him, an angel appeared behind him. It was extremely large with wings. And the angel went like this, no. And so the young man kept trying to convince me that he could work on my car for very little money. And I kept saying no. I didn't have any logical reason to tell him no. And so I thought maybe I was just looking into the sun. So I changed positions and got on the other side of the car. So the sun is behind me now. And the angel appeared again, big wings, said no, like this. And so I said, no, I don't think so. I'm not going to let you do it. And he kept begging me. I said, no, 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 maybe, but not today. And I left. So the next day I came to work and everyone was crying. And I said, what happened? So this young man had been killed the night before breaking into a car part store. the security guard killed him. And it really left me very sad. And I remember thinking, was my no not hard enough? Was he breaking into the car parts store to get something for my car? I couldn't reconcile any of that. But what helped me out was that my no's became stronger no's and my yeses became stronger yeses. But I did see the angel, and it was big, and it had wings, and it was guiding me to say no to this young man. And that particular experience still is in my being. You know, I could see it so clearly.
That's a beautiful story and a sad story as well.
Yeah,
I know the angel was telling you not to step in the way of, sadly to say, God taking that young man back home. You know,
yeah,
it's hard to understand, and
yeah,
that's why you have to say no, and you done the right thing, even though you probably still think of that young man at times, but probably that young man's soul helps you out as well because you think of him.
yes, yes. Let me ask you something else about that. I had another experience. I wake up in the morning, and oftentimes I'll go pray and meditate. And sometimes I'll just talk out loud. I'll just say, "Thank you, spiritual guides, aides, and helpers, seen and unseen, angels, archangels, guardian angels. Thank you for this day," you know. And then I'll go into meditation. So one morning I said that, and this big voice boomed out, "Thank you, Michael," and kissed me on top of the head. And I was paralyzed for a couple of hours, and I couldn't move. I was in bliss, but my body couldn't move. And after a while, I was able to move my hands again and come back. And I went to see a friend of mine. A friend of mine and I were doing a workshop in Sedona. David Hawkins, he's passed over now. And I was telling David Hawkins about it, and he took out his divining rod, and he said, "Oh, you were kissed on the top of your head by an archangel. The archangel was vibrating very high, and your body couldn't handle all that energy, which is why you were paralyzed. But it helped shift the trajectory of your life." So tell us about archangels.
Well, archangels, how can I say it? They're incredible. Like that archangel did that for you. And how would I say, helped you to change and to take another step in a different direction within your life because you're meant to. And you're meant to for yourself, but not just for yourself, for your family. And it's for the world. And the angel kissed you on the head,
Yeah.
but I'd have to try and explain. You felt the energy of the kiss, but not the lips of the kiss.
Mhm.
That's the only way I can explain it. And and that sent lots of energy right through you and connected with your soul, the spiritual part of you, your soul, and kept you in, what would I say, that state of heaven in that way until you humanly were able to come back out of it. And that is beautiful, and that's such a beautiful story to share. That really happened to you. So you should never, never doubt whatsoever. God has you where God wants you to be.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't doubt, and when I'm doing my spiritual work, I always make myself available to the wisdom, the guidance, the safety, the protection of the angelic realm, as well as my ancestors and God itself. But, we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I wanted to ask you this. There's some people that might feel skeptical or spiritually disconnected. What small steps can they begin to take to become more available to the assistance from the angelic realm, or just to open up spiritually?
I think the way it happens for everyone, in different ways, even those that would say they're skeptical and they don't believe whatsoever. And yet David Hawkins, isn't that who you said,
Yes.
believed you. and the world would look back at him now and say, he what? He
Mhm.
believed you, you know, in that way. So again, that's showing you how spiritual that man was himself, even though he had in his physical body later in life start to have difficulties in that way.
Right.
And I would say to everyone that is saying to themselves, "Oh, you're crazy, you're mad, I don't believe all that mumble jumble whatsoever." I would just say to them, "What have you got to lose?
Mm.
Nothing. You've nothing to lose. To listen and just say to yourself, what if? What if this is all true?"
Right.
You don't go and tell the whole world, you know, but it's for you deep inside of you yourself. I've had many. I always remember one particular doing an interview, a radio interview, and I was at the radio station. And after the interview, the presenter comes out after me, when it was over and when because I had taken my time coming out, because I had to wait for someone to give me a lift. And he comes out saying, "Sorry for being so hard on you, but I had to play my part and be really skeptical." Oh, I can't even pronounce the word properly. And I just had to smile. It doesn't matter if someone thinks you're crazy or mad, because,
Right.
you know, or, that doesn't matter because maybe unknown to yourself and everyone who is connected in a spiritual way as yourself, we're helping the rest of the world to become connected spiritually, to realize that there is more to life. And angels are real, like
Mhm.
giving us the proof all the time. And you might call them guides, you might call them by different names in different cultures, but they're the one and the same. And I always tell everyone, God is real. Wait,
Mhm.
wait till the last moment of life,
Mhm.
and discover that. And your guardian angel is the gatekeeper of your soul, and it loves you unconditionally. And again, that's incredible. You're never, never alone, no matter how you're feeling. You're never, never.
That's true. I remember counseling a woman that was always sabotaging herself. Very, very brilliant young lady. And I suggested she meet with one of my spiritual practitioners who was also a hypnotist. She was able to regress people. And so she regressed this young lady till she was about 3 years old. And she'd be left at home by herself, by her mother. And she was abused by the neighbor. It was some things that happened that she always felt not safe. But when she got regressed, she saw that the room was full of angels being with her. And when she came out of that regression, her life changed because she no longer had the feeling that she was alone. She was aware that this angelic presence was with her even in the dark times. And it shifted her perception of life. And she began to no longer sabotage herself. So what you're saying is absolutely true. We're not alone.
No, we're not. And again, that's incredible, and it changed her life.
You're just seeing it because when she went under, she could see the,
Ye-
the
Yeah. And again, it's to remind everyone that we're not alone. You have a guardian angel, you have a soul, and you are incredible. Like every human being is incredible. The only thing that is not perfect is our human body. And I'm afraid it deteriorates. That,
it deteriorates, and they didn't manage this at some point.
yeah. But your soul doesn't, and your soul
Right.
is all of the good and positive of you. It never takes any of the negative or the hurt or pain back with it, back home with the guardian angel. And I think that's wonderful because I would meet people that would say, you know, I feel so sad because my loved one died, but I had an argument with them. I didn't talk to them for months and they died.
Mhm.
I could get to talk to them. And you have to remember the soul of your loved one, that's gone. That's healed.
They're not holding on to that. They yeah.
So they're not, and that's something that we need to, what would I say, grasp a hold of, is to love ourselves so we can love others more
Mm,
or even a little bit more. And not to forget to say to those in your life that you love them because they
mhm.
mightn't be here tomorrow.
That's true, that's true.
Don't always give someone a hug, whoever's in your life, say, I love you, because that's one thing that hurts people so much when they lose a loved one is that they would say they never said goodbye, but every time you say, I love you,
Mhm.
you are saying goodbye, but you're saying it in love. And you're
Right.
saying in a way that you know you will see them tomorrow, but that one day you might.
Can the angelic presence assist people in their forgiveness? If so, how?
Yeah. What would I say? That is one thing that you can ask your guardian angel um, to help you to forgive yourself first,
Mhm.
as you have to forgive yourself. Your guardian angel has would always, what would I say? How can I say it? At times when you're mad and angry with someone, or you want to get back at them for something, but this little guilty voice comes into you and says, no, don't. That's your guardian angel.
Mhm.
Very good humanly of pushing that away and still, you know, letting out the anger, still, clumbering somebody. And I always say, if you could stop for a moment, take a little breath and step back and say to yourself, no, I love them.
Mhm.
What would you say? Life is too precious to,
Mm.
uh, what would you say, hate and revenge or to be angry with someone. You know, and you have to remember that that other person has a guardian angel too.
Mm. So is it as simple as people just consciously asking for help when they're going through a personal crisis or something to that nature to just say, I need, for me, a few years ago, I was caught in a riptide in the ocean and it was difficult for me to get in. I went under the water and I felt very peaceful when I was under the water, even if that was going to be my last day. And then I thought about the people that would miss me. And I got to the top and I said, and what came out of my mouth, this was unconscious. I didn't consciously try to say it. It just came out of my mouth. I said, I need some help here, like that. And then these three waves came that gave me momentum to get in. And so a friend of mine who is a medium, her name was Alicia Killebrew, um, I told her what had happened. And she said, well, can I go in and look? And I said, sure. And she said, oh, you asked for help. She said, Archangel gave you three waves to get in. And I said, that's exactly what happened. And she said, they intervened because you asked for help. So is it as simple as that, that people, if they're in a personal crisis, if they just ask for help of the angel, that allows them to intervene into the life?
Yes, it is as simple as that to ask for help. But the other part is you kept swimming.
Oh, definitely.
So it's like you ask for help, but you don't just sit there. That's like the story of, the flood and the man on the roof and he's asking for help and three times. And of course he drowns. And God says, but I sent you help three times.
I sent you a boat. I hit you a helicopter.
What more do you want?
Right, right.
So
Oh, yeah.
it is that simple to ask for help all the time, but play your part as well. And keep on asking for it. Keep on asking to give you the strength. You were get you played your part.
Right, right.
When you saw that I've been there, even though you may not have realized it, you swam.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you
I did not give up. I did not give up.
and yes, it is just to ask for help and allow yourself to take that help as it comes.
Vince, do you do that in your own life every day? How do you communicate when you have a special gift where you can see them? How do you interact with them on a daily basis? Do you ask for help? Do you ask for guidance? How do you work with your angels?
How would I say, I'm in this room now here in Ireland, and the window is in front of me. And even though it's dark outside, there's angels looking in at me. And angel hostess is here. And of course, my guardian angel. So,
Are you seeing them all now?
yes,
Yeah.
it's normal. You have to remember it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what it's like for you. And if I can see angels physically, I believe everyone else can too. And more people all around the world are get having experiences. You know,
Right.
call them angels or guides, or sometimes someone would say, I saw the soul of my child, my little girl or my little boy, and that in that way. You know, for me it's so normal. It's like, say your room was packed with your family and you see them physically.
Right.
Well, but if I was in the room with your family, I would see all your family physically, but I would see all the angels as well. And
Mhm.
I wouldn't get excited about it again because it's well,
Normal for you, absolutely. Your brain is developed in a particular way that allows you to see the angelic realm, and you were born with that. And people can develop it through meditation and things like that. I remember um, going to something called Bio-Cybernaut, the 7-day intensive meditation training, alpha training, theta, delta. And they showed me the charts of people that can see angels and how their particular brain wave is different, but it can be developed. So for some reason, um, you had that as a child. You came in with that.
yes, not when you put it that way. And I would never really think about this myself,
Mm.
you know. Yeah, I did come in with it as a child, but yet God and the angels didn't allow the world to contaminate me either.
Mhm.
God and the angels have been my teachers, and they're still my teachers. I'm still learning. I don't just see the angels physically, I see lots more.
Right.
Eh, And how would I say the world is more beautiful than you could even imagine.
I agree with you. I see light. I see, like, if I'm speaking or something, I'll see, like, everyone's light. They're lit up from the inside out.
And that's what we have to remember. Your soul is light, the angels are light. It's just this part of us that's flesh and blood that, how would I say, holds that light as well.
Mm.
Our human body even has light. So everything has light. Even this table here
Mhm.
is, how would I say, alive or has energy. And I don't know if we're using the right word when we say energy in that sense, because energy just moves in so many different ways.
Right.
But I say, you know, it can be so many colors and not colors as well. Like, so it's, in a sense, our planet is such an incredible gift we have been given
Mhm.
on this planet. And sad to say, we take it for granted.
Yes, 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 yes. You just reminded me of something too. The 2 things I wanna ask you. If you look at animals, do they have guides around them?
I
Like our dogs or
love that question. I would often see, especially if an animal is sick,
Mhm.
I would see angels around.
But it's like and the angels look like regular angels?
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
sometimes, if an animal is unwell and it's kind of, the owner has it out for a walk and they have stopped to sit down. And I love the way an angel will sit down beside that dog.
Mm.
You know, even though the angel, how would I say, is not touching the ground, but it looks like as if it's sitting on the ground. That's the only way I can put it.
Mhm.
And just to watch that angel stroking that animal,
Mhm.
putting its hand over it. And I know then that that angel is helping to ease the pain or helping to heal the animal as well, and just to see that love. And I always notice as well, how would I say, the other angels separate from the guardian angel that would be around that human being as well.
Mhm.
At times, seeing the guardian angel, how would I say, bending over it in a different way,
Mhm.
like as if it's whispering to the person, to the man or woman, you know, to sometimes when I would see that happen, I would then see the man or woman or the young person stretch down and touch their pet,
Mm.
and I have even seen where someone has picked up their pet and have carried it. It's like they hear the message and deep down inside themselves, they know maybe my little dog is too tired. Maybe it's not well. You know, the angels are always giving us messages all of the time. Just
Mhm.
like when you heard that voice,
Right. Yeah.
but you heard it so loud and clear,
Yes.
like a like a thump in that sense, like
Mm.
a like thunder.
Yes.
You can hear it gently.
Now tell us about, I've heard this term before. You mentioned unemployed angels in your books and your talks. Can you share a little bit about that and what purpose do they serve?
I love unemployed angels because when I was a child, very young, and I was out walking with Archangel Michael, and he was holding my hand, and I knew nobody could see him, but I could see him clearly and feel his hand around mine. And just seeing all these angels from the time I was very, very small, just it's like as if they're emptied out of buckets. That's the only way I can describe it. And they come tumbling down to the earth.
Mhm.
Just as they get close enough, then how would I say, instead of being like a ball rolling down, they open up. And unemployed angels help us in the everyday trivial things. And that's what I named them, the unemployed angels, because I would see them and still do today. They're still coming in huge numbers. Every day I see them tumbling down from the sky. But the way I just see them,
And what do they do? They're here to help us. We can call on them for help. Um, uh,
and you can send them anywhere. Like I tell people to send unemployed angels, ask for 100 of them and send them to anywhere in the world. And whoever you send them to, or whatever people you send them to, or if it's something to do with nature. Remember, they don't even have to believe in angels. They need unemployed angels to help them to survive,
mhm.
to live, to
So
do them.
unemployed, that means they're not someone's guardian angel,
Oh,
but they are an angel.
they are.
So you can say, I need, I would like for 1,000 to 10,000 unemployed angels right now to go to a war-torn area and to help bring about peace to the injured. I could say that.
You have said it now. And
Yes.
it has already happened.
Yeah.
They're there. Um, and I love the way people nowadays, since Angels in My Hair came out, that they're sending unemployed angels all over the world, but even sending unemployed angels to even a family member. uh,
Mhm.
That has happened within the family to help. I love watching them at times where, how would I say, I'd have to smile where somebody has asked for an unemployed angel to give them a helping hand.
Mhm.
I would often notice, how would I say, an unemployed angel walking beside someone that's carrying something or pushing something. And then it's the unemployed angel with its hand around whatever they're carrying or pushing. And I know because the unemployed angel is doing that, they have the strength to do whatever, if it's a push or a carry. And sometimes I have seen, how would I say, a smile on someone's face because they know that an unemployed angel is helping them. And that's beautiful.
Mhm, mhm. That's beautiful. Yeah. I had a friend pass over recently. His name was Jerry Bedlington, and he worked with angels. And he would gather millions of them at times and then send them to people for assistance and help. And it's good talking to you because you're bringing him back into my awareness and what he used to do with the angelic realm. Yeah.
What you should do is ask him to help you.
Yes. Ask Jerry.
Ask Jerry to help you. That's one thing people forget is to ask for the souls of your friends. He's a loved one, doesn't have to be a family member.
Right.
Well, and I know he's in the room there now with you, even though I can't see him.
Yes.
I'm being told he's there. He, that thought and me talking, how would I say, cut him across your mind.
Yeah.
Uh, So he could be there. So you can be told to don't forget to ask him for help as well. He's right.
Mhm. I have done it since he's been gone, so this is a good reminder.
It's a reminder for you.
Him and David Hawkins and a few other people. Yeah. Mm.
I would have loved to have met David Hall.
Yeah, he was a character. He was
And so I have heard many stories.
he used to speak at Agape. I used to bring him to speak, and he would, ratchet up the energy, and he loved God, and he was so in tune, so we were very close. Yeah.
And I have to say, God is real. And that's something that we all have to remember for ourselves. And God loves you. You're God's child. And no matter what you do in the world, you might say, oh, I've done so many wrongs and I've done so many good things. God loves you,
Regardless,
regardless.
God is love.
God is love. And I love that. And then God gave us a guardian angel,
Mhm.
of a guardian angel to be the gatekeeper of your soul and to help to guide you through life. So every time you ask for help in any way, your guardian angel is allowing that help to come in because God has said so already. And you have to respond to it, but
Yes.
your part as well, like you did when the three waves came. You
Yeah.
stretched out your and you swam like anything.
Right, right, right. Hey, can somebody, when they're asking for help, does it have to be out loud, or can they do it in their mind?
Oh, and you can do it in your mind, you can say it out loud, you can scream. I'm always giving out to God.
Mhm.
Why I do that all of the time. So whatever way, or sometimes someone can, if you want, you can write a letter.
Oh, that's nice.
You can write a letter of the help that you're looking for. You can, sometimes I would say to people, sometimes they would say to me, they want to learn how to love themselves.
Mhm.
They would write a letter about loving yourself, about allowing yourself to be free to love you.
Mhm.
Would always remind them, you know, you can't love anyone else any more than you love yourself.
It's true.
And that's really important. And one thing that I think is in nearly all the religious books is, you know, love the stranger as you love yourself.
Mhm.
And even when you think of those words, again, you cannot love the stranger any more than you love you. So we
Uh,
have to, everything goes back to love. So we have to
right.
love ourselves and see how incredible we are.
Yeah. When we hear the teacher saying, "Love your neighbor as yourself," I always remind people, we don't wanna wish our self-love on someone else if we don't love ourselves.
Well, one thing you have to remember, the love comes from your soul
Yeah.
and it's never ending.
Yes.
I think a lot of us are afraid of love because sometimes it hurts, it stirs up all our emotions. And sometimes we're afraid to love someone or give someone too much love in case we lose love for ourselves. But that cannot happen.
Mhm.
And again, it's kind of, sometimes we have to even nowadays teach children how to love.
Yes.
It's sad because they don't know how,
Yes.
because they don't see it.
Yeah. Are there any practices that the angels have given you for people to grow spiritually or to grow in a greater sense of resilience?
And I love the question. Um, and that's a question I'd be asked as well all the time. Lorna, people will say, they want to grow more spiritually. They want to open up, let the light out and let the light in, let all that knowledge and understanding of their life alone to come forward to help them. And I will say to them, again, I'll go back to love. You have to love you so you can love others. And I say, you cannot be mean or selfish because that's not being spiritual.
Mhm.
Anger in your heart. You cannot, in a sense, look for revenge and you have to forgive. But the first person you forgive is you.
Mhm.
We're all, what would I say, the cause of everything in the world. So we're all to blame. So we have to blame. We have to forgive ourselves as well and reach out in compassion and understanding to the person who kind of pushes you away because they're angry and mad. You still have to tell them you love them. But that's one thing God and the angels have told me is to love one. I don't care who you are or how evil or bad someone might say you are or how good someone might say you are. I love you unconditionally. And I know that's me, but God has just taught me to love every human being and everything of nature.
Absolutely. You have a retreat center called Sanctuary. Now,
Yeah.
what motivated you to start a retreat center, always called Sanctuary? What happens there? And, you know, why did you start this? What happens there?
And that's a real long story, but I'll try and
Yeah, yeah, how did you create it?
um well, how would I say, from the time I was a child, I was shown this particular place.
Really?
I I didn't understand. And as I got older, um, how would I say, spiritually, God had me here and the angels. And I was told that one day I would live here and all of this would happen. And then, my husband died quite young. So one day we were passing, let's say, this area along the road, and Archangel Michael was standing at this gate with two pillars. And for me, everything slowed down.
Mm,
And he just said, you will live here one day.
mm.
And how would I say, when Angels in My Hair came out, the angels kept on reminding me that God will allow this to happen. And I have to say, I don't have money as such myself. So someone else bought this because Angels in My Hair saved a life with it.
Mm.
So they bought this and then they gave it as a gift. It's unbelievable. Like,
Somebody bought it because a life was saved and gave it to you.
yeah, and then they paid the taxes because I hadn't got the money. Now, there's another bit of the story to that, but we can't go into that here and now. And then other people started to give. and people are. And God said it's to be called sanctuary for nature, but for mankind as well. So
Mhm.
we do have, at the moment, we do workshops, we do all kinds of things. I see extreme cases as well, what I call extreme cases. Um, and one of them, I always tell the story of Noah, and that was a young boy who came to a talk in Germany, and it was in a theatre, and the theatre was packed. And I always remember when this child walked into the theatre with his mother and someone else. And I just said to God, you know, I must go over to him. And I was told no. And then the talk, started, the interview started, and then it came to questions and answers. And loads of people had loads of questions about God and the angels. And then I already knew, how would I say, this child stands up. And as soon as he stood up, everyone saw him for the first time. And I don't know how they missed him.
Mhm.
This child was attached to a machine,
Mhm.
things stuck in him.
Mhm.
And he just said, Lorna, I don't have a question, but I knew he would ask for something. And he just said, I want to tell you, my guardian angel is my best friend. And you could not even hear a pin drop or someone breathe or no one's clothes rustled. And then, of course, he asked me the big question. I knew he was going to. And he asked, and the stillness of the silence in the theatre was unbelievable. He asked for the gift of life
Mhm.
because everybody in that theatre had the gift of life, but he hadn't. And I just said to him, the only thing I can do is ask on your behalf, because I knew God wasn't going to grant it. But the wonderful thing is God gave him extra time.
Mhm.
And when the American people bought this property, that happened. And he was actually here, but never in the house. He was on the grounds. And
Mhm.
we have this beautiful, massive tree that's hundreds of years old. And it had ivy growing on it, and we were cutting it. And Noah got a hold of the ivy and started to swing. And a photograph was snapped of Noah. He got a lot of extra time.
Mhm.
I don't know exactly how much, but I would say maybe a year and a half or two, because every time he would come to visit with his family, and when he'd go back home and he'd go to the hospital, they could never understand why he was still alive.
Yes. And it was his parents that bought the property for you?
No,
Or somebody else?
like, miracles happen all the time in everyone's life.
Mhm.
We don't see them all of the time. And
Mhm.
then God had said that here, the sanctuary here will be here for 300 years and more.
Mhm.
How would I say? I can't describe it, but it's like a beacon of light that comes up and out. Because as soon as people come in the gate, they say they just feel peace.
Big.
But the one thing about the beacon of light, it goes right up into the sky. But I see 6 other beacons coming from that going across the world.
Mm. Beautiful. So, as we come to an end of this beautiful conversation, is there anything left unsaid? And also let people know how they can be in touch with you.
I'm not very good at this part.
Mhm.
um, all as I know is it's lornabyrne.com. I'm dyslexic, so that's all about how you can get into the website.
Right. LornaByrne.com. And these will be in our show notes as well.
And I just want to tell all your listeners that I love them and that you are incredible and they should listen to you as well, that God has blessed you as well. And to remember that they have a guardian angel no matter what's happening in their life to ask for help and respond to it. Respond to it. And don't be afraid to ask for help either from another human being as well. And to remember that they're not alone. They have that guardian angel that God has given them. And they are loved unconditionally. And not to give up on hope.
Beautiful. That was great. Lorna, thank you so much for being with us. And people know how to be in contact with you. And everyone who's been listening in, do not hesitate to ask for help from your guardian angel. Please. Thank you, Lorna.
And thank you. And maybe someday if you're in Ireland or maybe if I'm in the States, I don't know where you are, maybe we can.
I'm in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Okay. I remember, I know I'm going to the States in the new year, but I don't know exactly where I'll be. I know I'll be in New York at one stage because I have to see my daughter. But maybe we will meet up.
Yes.
So, plans, Los Angeles.
Yes. And we have a great member in Ireland that's been a member of Agape for many years, Van Morrison, the singer.
Yes.
Yeah. He sings for us when he comes to the States. And he's been a part of our community for years.
Well, say hello to him.
I will.
Maybe he'll come down here and sing for the people down here as well.
Maybe he will. I'll let him know that you're there.
I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. So I'll say, God bless and love you. And I'll finish cooking my dinner.
That's right. Go ahead and eat. But and let me just say goodbye to everyone. This has been a great conversation with Lorna Byrne. Have a beautiful and magnificent day, evening, or afternoon, wherever time zone you're in. Peace and blessings. Peace and dynamic blessings. Many of you have written letters about how much you really appreciate the Take Back Your Mind podcast and the life questions. So appreciate those letters. Now, our particular program here, these episodes, it's powered by spiritual purpose, but it also has powerful sponsorship. The primary sponsor is Agape International Spiritual Center. So everything that goes on here, Agape is behind it. So what I want you to do, I want you to support the Take Back Your Mind podcast. Go to agapelive.com, make a donation, put a little indication that you're supporting the podcast in that donation, or text the word give to 424-321-6243. Write the word podcast so we know you're supporting this wonderful program of Take Back Your Mind. The secondary sponsor is Neutralize. This is the company that actually produces my particular supplemental line called Adaptozen. I have the Super Greens, I have the Elevate fermented mushrooms, and a number of other products that are emerging. Just go to Neutralize.com, find Adaptozen, and you know what? Uplift your spirit, uplift your body. Remember to share all of this with your friends and support our wonderful sponsor. Have a beautiful day. Continued blessings for you, and a blessing is a dynamic offering of life upon your soul that's always happening. And what we're called to do is to participate in receiving the blessings, receiving the input from the Spirit of the Living One. And that's why we meditate. We meditate to come into coherence, into harmony with the fundamental order of reality, which is a presence of love and beauty and intelligence that's everywhere. If we were speaking from the quantum realm, we would say there's a quantum consciousness that contains all intelligence, all love, all peace. It's omni. So we're going to sit in the silence, and we're going to do one other thing. We're going to sit and have an underlying coherence with that which is real. And because of my interview with Lorna Byrne, we're also going to ask for the angels to help us. You like that? I know you would. Let's turn within in this moment. Let us give thanks. Let us come into a state of gratitude that we exist at all. Just gratitude. If you need a boost, think about something you're grateful for. And as you're thinking about that something that you're grateful for, whether it's a person, whether it's something that's happened in your life, let go of the external person or the external circumstance and just stay in the feeling of gratitude. Meditate on this gratitude. Gratitude opens the doorway of the heart, allowing the offering, the total glowing, the total giving of the Spirit to take root within us. So just be grateful. Be grateful for anything and everything at all. Now, in this consciousness of gratitude, think about an area in your life or an area in the life of a loved one, or an area in the life of something that's going on the planet. There are wars, there are rumors of wars. There's droughts, floods, fires. You may know about some of these things, so just take one thing, something in your own life, something in a loved one's life, or something going on the planet. In this moment of gratitude, let us invite a host of unemployed angels to assist. Invite them to assist in your life right now, particularly in that particular area where you may be having a challenge, or a loved one that may be having a challenge, or somewhere on the planet that may have challenges, or fire, flood, drought, famine. You choose. And while you're in this state of meditation, simply mentally ask, or if you're by yourself, if you want to speak out loud, say, I request millions of angels, unemployed angels, to go to this hot spot on the planet and make a mighty difference for peace and love and safety and security. So I request millions of angels to assist my loved one, say their name, for their healing, for their mental and emotional clarity, their physical healing, or it might be for yourself. I'm requesting millions of angels on my behalf to assist me in my endeavors. You choose for you now. Tell your angels what you are requesting. It's just hanging out in a state of gratitude. Now the razor's edge. Don't anticipate this. Feel that it's happening now. Participate in the feeling tone that what you have requested in the nature of the law and working with your angels, that it's occurring now. Feel that it's happening now. Give thanks that it's happening now. Give thanks to the angelic realm and to the law of the universe emanating from the universal love, universal life. It is done, it is done, it is done. And so it is. Amen. Peace and radical blessings. Thank you for participating in this brief meditation encounter. Continue your practice of affirmative prayer and meditation. Continue your practice of inviting the angels to intervene in your life for your highest and best good. And continue to tune in to Take Back Your Mind podcast. Like it, subscribe it, tell all your friends. Let's create a spiritual revolution of mind and heart. Peace and blessings. Your time is very valuable, so I want to thank you for tuning in to Take Back Your Mind. If you want to submit a life question, please do so. Email us at podcast@michaelbeckwith.com, and perhaps one day I'll be answering your question that will touch the lives of so many. If you've enjoyed the show, you might as well submit a 5-star review. You might as well tell your friends and family. Let's spread the love. Until we meet again, maintain your awareness. Take back your mind. Because when you take back your mind, you take back your life. Peace and blessings.